All right, welcome. We are back. This is the update. Donovan Sadiq. This is the Hot Seat Roadshow. Welcome. Now, one of the basic questions that we've had is, Donovan, I'm thinking about running, but I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. This is not high school, so I don't want to look dumb and I put up a bunch of posters and things like that. So, how would we go about doing that? And so I'm going to answer that question the best I can. I brought in a specialist, and her name is my good friend, Dmytro. As you guys know, if you've seen me with her, she is very talented, has her own company, and she was the person that I worked with when I ran because I did not know what the hell I was doing. I mean, I had no political experience whatsoever, and she has a company called The Polish, and let's just get right into it. So, hey, Dee.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Now, we're going into silly season in Moreno Valley. A lot of people, they want to run, but they don't want to look stupid or foolish or, they don't want to look just ridiculous. You get out there and you just get destroyed. Okay, they don't know what to file, how to go about it, and and we all know public speaking is a very scary situation. So, could you maybe tell us a little bit about your company? How could people get a hold of you, and what it's about? And I don't mind you using the experience of dealing with me because I know I was not an easy person to deal with, and Dee will tell you that I was not an easy person to deal with. And it was just, it was an experience. And we had our little ups and downs. But again, if you could just kind of let us know, what is The Polish?
Okay, well, The Polish is, we are a company, a public relations company that coaches people who are interested in public speaking. So let's say, like yourself, for instance, you were a political candidate and you needed to know how to reach your audience. So what we do is help people develop a message and teach them how to deliver it to the right audience. Basically, we polish, hence the word polish, their verbal and visual message to effectively reach their targeted audience.
Now, and I understand that, and in layman's terms. So, one of the biggest problems people have is their presentation. Because, even me, like right now, when we were going through it, remember, I couldn't remember what I was supposed to say until it was lights, camera, action. And I'm just one of those people that is like, when it's the camera's on, I go. And then again, I didn't give a damn as well. So, but basically, by polishing those people and getting them prepared, what do you think is the hardest thing as a candidate, a new candidate running? What is the hardest thing that you think is dealing with them?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that I think you would say is hard. But the first thing I think is they need to get over is developing a message. Message meaning what they're about, what they're trying to get across, and that has to be consistent. Not only has to be consistent, but it has to be something they believe in. Because oftentimes we go see people speak, and we don't feel what they're saying. They're reading, they're not sincere, it's just like they're going through the motions, it's robotic. They're saying what they think sounds politically correct instead of coming from the heart or speaking from a place of passion. Okay. So as a person, a candidate, whoever it is, learning to speak, they need to speak about what they know and what they feel, opposed to what sounds good.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If I don't know what the hell I'm doing, how much would it cost? Would you recommend that I manage myself, or would it be better to get a manager to manage me? And what would be the cost of that?
I don't recommend anybody manage themselves, because the purpose of a manager is to keep you on task, see the things that you don't see, and just do the stuff that you can't do. The candidate essentially is supposed to go out and deliver the message and get that message across to their audience. Be real. Be able to just resonate, or how can I say this? Relate to their audience. They cannot do that if they're managing, doing the details and, planning events and stuff like that. They can't effectively be the people's candidate doing everything. Now, how much does it cost for a campaign manager? It depends. I mean, it can go upward to $20,000 to $30,000 per campaign season, just depending on how much the campaign manager has to do. But most certainly, it is advisable that everybody gets some sort of a campaign manager, a PR specialist, somebody that can help them navigate through the process.
Right. In your experience, you've successfully have championed a candidate that won. Mm-hmm. And then that was me. Like that. Yeah, it's a technicality, but I won. I mean, hey, that's I won.
Right.
So, what is the hardest challenge that you have? So, if I'm coming to you and I'm going to the polish, what can you bring me as a candidate that would help me in my campaign?
I always say I can help just about anybody who is willing to listen and take advice. It is hard to work with someone who is not willing to take advice.
Okay.
We're just running in circles. So if you as a candidate or whoever you are willing to take advice, then there's nothing that we can't do. My job is to help you polish whatever message you have. I don't make your message. I just help you perfect or come as close to perfect as possible with your message.
Okay. So as a candidate, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes in to a campaign season. Mm-hmm. You got to order stickers, signs, things like that. Now, when we ran, mm-hmm. We got over 1,200 votes in the recall election. Mm-hmm. You didn't see a lot of my signs. We had signs out there, but we didn't. But you ran basically, and you told me to run a strategic campaign where we didn't need to use those kind of resources. Mm-hmm. Now, working with you and knowing you, Dee, I know that you have a studio that you now use to do online media. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of things. Could you kind of tell us a little bit about what you bring in your brand to help a candidate?
Well, if a candidate is interested in making a commercial or a video segment to put on their social media page, we have a studio that they can do that. We can fashion a message, a visual message for them, polish it so that they can just simply post it to whatever social media outlet that they have.
Right. Again, and this show also, like a lot of people that are listening, me and Dee go back since high school, and she's a longtime executive producer. We have this radio show. We have Facebook. Facebook's gone live. And a lot of those ideas I would have to attribute to the polish, because these are the things that she does on a basis to keep me out there and, give me these different ideas. Because, everybody knows me. I don't give a damn. So, but again, we ran a successful campaign. And now here we are 2 years later. And it was the polish that basically told me, hey, if you don't win, here's what you need to do and keep yourself relevant. And one of the main things you told me is not go away. So could you elaborate on that strategy, and why would you say something like that? I didn't have a lot of experience, but what did you notice that a lot of candidates were doing versus why telling me to continue to?
Well, what happens is a lot of people will run for an office. And they're if they seem to be very sincere while they're running, they're going to do this and they're going to do that. But the moment they lose, they disappear. They go into oblivion. No one knows where they're at. And then when campaign season comes around again, then here they are. And so what I told you was, I believe that you were very passionate about the things that you were championing for. Even if you lose, you should still have that passion. That passion should not disappear because you didn't win. You should continue on the path of trying to get those things accomplished. That way, if you decide to run in the future, people know who you are now more than they did when you ran the first time. They see that you've actually been getting things done, that you were not that person who just wanted to run for fame or fortune or whatever the case is, that you were genuine whether you won or lost, in making sure that your district, your neighborhood got the improvements that it deserved.
Right. I understand that and wholeheartedly took it into concern, and here I am today, and I'm very appreciative of that. But a little bit about your background, because I don't want people to think that, this is just some fly-by-night operation. There's, you've invested a lot of money into me as a candidate and into NewsfromtheEDGEmont, helping me get this thing started and things like that. So a little bit about your background. I mean, you're a Riverside resident. We went to Norte Vista together. I just don't, a lot of companies start up and then they disappear. You as a CEO or, whatever you're doing with your company, what is your background so people don't think that this is just some eclectic idea to make money or things like that?
Well, as you said, and I'll say it again for people who might have missed it, my name is Dimitra Coulter. I have been in Riverside since, I was going to say since I was 12, but that'll give away my age. Well, anyway, I don't care. I've been in Riverside since roughly around 1983. I have 2 degrees, a bachelor's in communication and a master's in public relations. I have worked with, you name it, salespeople, teachers, comedians, obviously political candidates, just anybody who's interested in polishing their verbal and visual message. Now, I don't take on a lot of clients simply because I want to effectively help the people that I'm helping right now. So I'm very selective as to who I help. But yeah, I do have a lot of experience in actually advising, like I said, polishing people's verbal and visual message, counseling, coaching, you name it.
Right. So if I'm a candidate out there and I'm listening to this program, how would I get in contact with you?
You can reach me the old-fashioned way on my cell phone, which is 951-809-3848. Again, that is 951-809-3848, and I will greatly be appreciative.
Right. I mean,
to help.
Are you on Facebook at all?
I am on Facebook, but it's faster to reach me on my cell phone. I always have my cell phone. I sleep with my cell phone.
Yes. Yes, I'm aware of that. Anytime I call, she picks up that phone. That's
it might be like, hello, but I answer.
Exactly. And also, for those that are interested and need a little help, and I believe you do evaluations, because when you took me on, you were like, wait a minute, bruh.
Absolutely. I mean, to me, the interview process is both ways. Okay. You're going to interview me to make sure that I'm the perfect fit for you, and I'm also interviewing you to see if I want to work with you. Okay, great.
So for those of you guys who are listening and you're interested in running for politics, but you don't know how, I'm going to put up information about the polish so that you can get in contact with Dee, her email, her cell phone number, like she's already said, and things of that nature. The funny thing is, there's a lot of young people out there that have great ideas and want to do great things for the city of Moreno Valley. And it doesn't have to be Moreno Valley. I mean, just the Inland Empire as a whole. You want to get involved. Politics is a very closed and big money industry. And it's very intimidating. A lot of people don't think that they have a chance. But I'm going to tell you, we ran 2 years ago. Nobody knew who I was. And we ran, in 3 months?
Mm-hmm. Less than 3 months.
Less than 3 months, because I went to Jamaica for a month during the election cycle. I already have my ticket, so that's my story. And we garnered over 1,200 votes, and by default, we actually won the last election. So I'm going to tell you guys, this lady does know what she knows, and she's very good at it. So if you're interested, again, contact us here at this page. I will tell you where you need to go. I've been getting a lot of messaging and a lot of questions in regards to running for different office. It doesn't have to be city council. It could be for assessor, anything you want to run for. But if you're nervous and things like this, I am not a public speaker, but she made sure that I was ready to go. And that's the important thing. You want to make a good showing and get out there. And you want to do it professional so you don't look like a damn fool. Okay? So, Dmytro Coulter, thank you for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure.
Is there anything else you... Don't throw out my secrets now. Okay? I know we had some battles. I did not beat you. Okay?
I would just like to add, too, it is my pleasure to mentor or take on anybody who's interested in learning what it is I do as far as coaching and helping people polish their verbal and visual message. I love to give back. I love to help others. I love to teach others. So if anybody's interested in that, they can also hit me up, or I should say professionally, they should call me.
Yes.
And I would be more than happy to help.
Right on. And there you have it. This has been the update. Donovan Sadiq. Moreno Valley, the hot seat debuts tomorrow. Be there or be square. We're out.